Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be looking at the Volkswagen ID Buzz. Before we get into this video though, as always, if you're going to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. And I do want to mention this is the last video that I filmed at the auto show, so this will be the last auto show video that you guys will see on the channel for quite some time. So yeah, with that being said, let's get into it. Let's take a look at this ID Buzz. So some quick specs. It's gonna have about 260 miles of range on a single charge. This is fully electric. Looks like the battery is gonna be just under 80 kilowatt hours for the size. And when it comes to power outputs with the US market, they're gonna have a rear-wheel drive version with 282 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque, and then a dual motor setup with 330 horsepower. It doesn't say the torque for that, but I'm guessing it's gonna be the same 406 pound-feet of torque. The thing's weird is the different sources have different power figures for it. But regardless, you'll have a more powerful version, less powerful version, depending on if you go rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, just like most electric cars. Now, when it comes to styling, I think this is one of the coolest looking EVs out there. They went hardcore with the retro style. Now, the inside is definitely more like Volkswagen ID. So like if you've seen the reviews on like the ID4 and all that kind of stuff, then all of that interior will look very, very similar to that. So, you know, more modern interior with the kind of retro exterior style of the vehicle. And I thought it looked really cool. This was the first time that I had a chance to see one in person. A little bit disappointed that this one happened to be locked, but you know, I get it. I think it was like a prototype or pre-production car. And so I understand that. But yeah, I mean, look at this from the rear. I think doesn't that look cool? I mean, it's got that cool kind of retro van look that like minivans, like modern minivans just look so lame, but that actually looks cool. And I think it's because the boxiness of it. I think that's what really helps. And you guys can see this little area there for the door to slide down because again, it is a van at the end of the day. But yeah, overall, it'll be interesting to see. I think that there will be some people that will be very nostalgic about this, whether they owned a Volkswagen bus back in the day or their parents did or whatever. So I think that will help out a bit. I was trying to see if the charging port open. But outside of that, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if this does well or not considering the EV market. Let me know what you think. About visibility, before we set off, here's visibility over the hood. Both the mirrors do a blind spotting with the rest of the rear. And, well, let us set off in the 2 Series. I do find that very interesting that the 235i Grand Coupe is like, I guess on the older version or something. I don't know. Let me know what that's about in the comment section below. I just found that interesting that, yeah, it had the older kind of like exterior style with the 2 Series, and then interior as well was the older unit. Comfortable ride, that's for sure. Smooth. Gonna be a little bit of a shorter drive just because I don't know where I'll be honest, I don't even know where any gas stations are down here. I don't come to this area very often, so yeah, otherwise I would just fill it up. But yeah, good power out of the 4-cylinder. We'll get like one more, or I guess we'll risk one more little acceleration here with the 2 Series. Yeah, it's quick with the gear shifts, quick with everything. It's nice. So I've driven the 2 Series quite a bit. I also had a M240i with this body style for a week as a tester. So I'm pretty familiar with the car. It's a fun, sporty car. The 2 Series really, you get this if you're an enthusiast. It's not going to be the most practical from a size perspective. And you know, when it comes to pricing, it's less expensive than the BMW 3 Series, but like the 3 Series is so much more practical that it makes more sense to get a 3 Series over this. Okay, there's the 235, so you can see it's the older style. It's interesting. But yeah, I think this drives really well. I think it looks nice on the outside. Let me know if you like this style or if you like that 235i style more. And yeah, the 2 Series, again, this is the enthusiast BMW. That's really what this is. If you're not really, like, if you're just buying a BMW because you want the BMW and you want a smaller, sportier car, I think the 3 Series is the route to go. Basically, same power output as this. More space, in like similar setup inside, like literally the same, but you have more space, especially in the trunk area and in the passenger cabin. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, and wash the windows a little bit. Both the mirrors. Throughout the rest of the rear. And let us set off. So I'm doing a review with this back to back with the QX50. So sibling vehicle, right? Just SUV style with that instead of coupe SUV style like with this one. So yeah, a little bit different. Little bit different. What I will say right off the bat is it doesn't really feel different. It feels, you know, pretty much, I would say, like in terms of the suspension and all that, it feels pretty much the same. Seat comforts, I mean, that was an autograph that I drove with the 50. It's a little bit different, but yeah, the seats are both comfortable in them. Yeah, I mean, I think this really just comes down to sheet metal on the outside, just style between the two. It is comfortable though. It is comfortable. Man, did I get that lucky? Yeah, usually there's sometimes quite a bit of traffic from that light. Yeah, transmission's quick. So I showed this in the QX50 review. I should put the steering wheel down. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say I'll put the steering wheel down a little bit. I can't see the gear number. It's not a gear, sorry. The CVT transmission transition number. I don't know I never would know what to call it because CVTs don't have gears, but they mimic having gears, which is kind of interesting. It's cool though. It's cool tech. Look how responsive that is for a CVT. It's just boom, boom, boom. It's really cool. So to cap things off here with the QX55, here's kind of my thoughts. It just comes down to styling. Do you like SUV style or do you like coupe SUV style more? And then, you know, which taillight design, I guess, do you like more? I've said this in the past, I'm more of an SUV type guy myself because practicality is the sexiest design, in my opinion. So that's why I like the SUVs, like the more upright look. But, you know, some people want the kind of sportier, sleeker look, and that's what this provides. So think like BMW X3 versus BMW X4. That's kind of what you have here with the QX50 and the QX55.